So we have made our way into this beautiful facility here, and man, I got to tell you, I don't understand for the life of me, being a body shop guy, how the world you guys can cut, grind, weld, do bodies, all that, and still keep a shop this nice and clean. I mean, this is orderly stuff going on here, man.
Well, it's important to keep the shop clean because when guys come in and they're spending $150,000 on these cars, you want to make sure that they feel like they're in a comfortable place, their money's well spent, and that it's not a dark, dingy shop. So, I mean, we try really hard to make sure that the shop is clean. It's good for the tools. It's good to, not mess everything up on these cars and electronics and their motors that are laying around. So we try and keep a really clean shop. Spend a lot of money on a laser leveled floor, polished floor. So when you align these things, it's right when it leaves.
That's really cool. The car that kind of changed things for you over the last couple of years, pretty much, after you physically took a 69 body and took 150, 200 hours and chopped that thing into a million pieces and made the plug that was able to be used for this type, chop channel, narrowed section, 69 Chevelle body, was this car, the PD Fleet machine. And these bodies are available in fiberglass or carbon fiber, but this was kind of the one that kind of took you over the top right here.
Yeah, it was.
Miller family.
Yeah, it was. It was the PD Fleet car that Tyler Miller drives, and it was the all-clear carbon car that we did. And it was just unique. It was very difficult because when you're trying to lay these up, you got to make sure the weave is right, the weave goes in the right direction, and you can't really cut anything on them or drill any holes to mount the body.
Right. So
once you cut a body line, that's it. So I mean, it was very difficult, but it was very rewarding in the end because everybody saw the Chevelle as a car, and they saw it as a clear carbon car. Mm-hmm. So that really kind of, one set us up on another level with it being the Chevelle, and then the other really set us up on another level with being clear carbon. Yeah,
and one best, I think it was the first event out, was it, or second event out, Rockingham, and then we went to Valdosta. I think it won it.
Yeah, Valdosta. Tyler took best appearing and best paint on it, I guess, or at the PDRA event. So, yeah, we were really excited because that was my first award that we had ever gotten for a best engineered or best paint or best appearing or whatever. So,
now, to me, as a painter, if you get best engineered or best paint, I think they all fall together. I really mean that.
Yeah, they do because one complements the other.
Absolutely.
So we were really excited because this is my 15th year in business, and even with the 57 and some of the dusters that we did and all that, we never took a best appearing or best of paint award. Yeah. So we were pretty excited with it.
I know this thing's just in here for some freshening up and some touching up, and I also know that at the tail end of the year, this thing really, really, really found its stride at the last couple of events. It had a kind of a mind of its own from time to time, and really, really tickled. And we won't go into that because we could probably go into it for a better part of an hour or so if you really wanted to. But this baby is I know you, like I said, brought it in for a few touch-ups, but this thing should be a real contender this season.
Oh, yes, sir. Like you said, we had a few chassis issues that we had to work through, some new parts, some new components that we had to figure out. But, man, with Russell and Tyler driving the car and Mike Kopskick with Rage Fuel Systems, I mean, that guy is just an incredible engine builder, fuel system guy. And with us doing the chassis, I think we've got a really good combination that we can make a run for the front because you figure we D&Q'd it 2 races last year and really struggled, and we still finished 5th in points.
Yeah.
So we were pretty excited about it. And, I mean, God's blessed us with the talent to do this, and, I think God's got some good things in store for us this year.
Absolutely. That's really cool. Now, Jimmy, let's make a move right over here, and we're going to take a look at another one of these 69 Chevelles. Now, this is sort of a animal of a different kind, if you will, in some ways, but very similar by nature to the PD Fleet car. And not only that, I forget his name, your brother, and what is it again?
Ryan.
And
Skyler.
Skyler are wrapping this brand new machine, and it is the machine of?
Doug Winters. So Doug is getting a new car from us, and what I was told is that this is his first brand new car. And he wanted something different, didn't really want to get into the Camaros and the Vets that are all out there. So he got on the bleeding edge of the Chevelles, and there's not that many out there in competition on the Midwest or the East Coast. So between Russell and Doug, they're going to be unique. So Doug's going to run all 10 NHRA events and scheduled to run all 10 PDRA events.
That is really, really cool. Jimmy, I don't know if you're able to squeeze in there or not and look at that Rod Burke design. Oh, you already got it. I'm sorry, man. I tell you what, Rod Burke, one of the best designers in the world, and for Doug and his beautiful wife who ran that car since it was the Hooters 57, some 15 years ago. Gosh, he's not going to have to act with something like this. This is really cool.
Well, we really tried to give him a really nice piece, especially with being his first car. So we went above and beyond for him, make it a really nice car, and we're going to support him this year as much as we can. You know, we're committed to PD Fleet Car, but still, I mean, we're committed to all of our customers. So we're going to help Doug out and see if he can't take him to the next level, like the Chevelle has taken us to the next level.
If you don't mind, I'm going to step over here real quick because I got a couple of questions of something I'm seeing here. I'm going to ask these guys first of all. Give me an idea about the green tape. I realize it's meant to be there as a boundary line, but it also almost serves as a razor cut line. Is that what it's all about?
It's a knifeless tape. Basically, is a string inside there that cuts the vinyl, gives you a nice clean line so that we can butt these two colors together.
So instead of doing any overlap at all, they go edge to edge now.
This is going to go edge to edge with a stripe over the top.
Really? Oh, so it'll have like a pin line type of deal.
Right.
Let's take a look at that real quick. Oh, I see. You're right. The black comes down through there, and it's called a Yenko Super Coupe there, and Winter's Racing on it right here. So how's that decision come down? Which way are you going to end up with it?
This is old. That's new.
Oh, the Winter's deal is going to be on there then.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Can't beat a Rod Burke design. To explain this thing, though, to a lot of folks out there that are watching us here today, we're not painting this car. What do you actually call what you're doing here today?
This is a wrap.
Vehicle wrap.
Vehicle wrap.
Take normal, regular vinyl, and this thing in the bottom half of the car right now, which normally looks like it's got gray, gunmetal gray paint, is all vinyl.
Correct.
And you will go the next.
This is already red on top here as well.
Okay, so you've wrapped that with red already?
You can see here where the red and silver meet.
Right. That is so cool. I have to tell you, we do this at my house too. Now, I'm also looking at the bumpers, and a moment ago I was able to look at the grill. Now, how did that go on?
This is airbrushed on, except for there are some decals on the bumper, or on the front grill itself.
Right.
That's decals from 1320 Media.
I got you. So the next step you'll make with this thing is will you go with the red from here on, obviously, and then the last thing will go on will be the black stripe on top of that, or no?
Correct.
Is this something you'll do in the course of a working day then today, or no?
Yeah, it should be knocked out today.
Very cool. I got to tell you, man, it is really amazing the way these things have advanced. I must also tell you that my son and I do these at home too, so I know a little bit about them, but of course, I'm a paint guy, you know that, so I'd rather paint them, but it is really, really cool. The coolest part about it is 95 out of 100 people at the racetrack have no idea anymore whether it's paint or a wrap.
All the people in the stands won't know anything.
Nobody understands.
No. And a lot of people in the staging lanes won't realize it either, because I want to say probably out of 100 people that talk to me about the PD Fleet car, I'm going to say probably about 35 or 40 of them says, how did you wrap it like this?
Yeah.
So a lot of people thought that car was wrapped when it was really just the raw, clear carbon look.
Right.
So it's an art in itself, to wrap these things. It's not as easy as it is painting them. So they both have their uniqueness and their own style.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, there's so many things we can do, and as we make our way over here and kind of let's look around and see some more projects. I mean, you got a lot of stuff going on. First of all, I'd explain to everybody that we are here on a Saturday morning, and a handful of your employees are not here today because I know it's a lot busier shop on a normal weekday than it is here on a Saturday morning. Got another Chevelle going on here, and what's the big Charger RT here?
We do a couple of street cars, one or two maybe a year, but we do mostly the Pro Mod Top Sportsman cars. But this is a gentleman that we've been working for probably for, I guess he's been a customer of ours for about 10 years. He's from Detroit, Michigan. Bo Peebles is doing the 69 Charger, 25 3-spec turbos, Brad Anderson Hemi. So he's got... He brings it to us to have all the chassis work done and all the fiberglass components mounted on it. So we usually tend to take care of our existing customers on that.
Yeah.
So, and then we got another Chevelle here that is getting ready to go to Australia. We got quite a few cars over in Australia right now that we're doing. So this one here will probably leave here in about the next 30 or 40 days. It'll go to Australia.
How far along will you take that thing?
We'll take it all the way to minus paint. We won't put any paint on it. They'll finish the paint out on it, and the wiring they'll finish out. But the rest of it we'll have all done.
You'll have the motor set in it, all the tubs, all the interior, all that'll be done.
Oh yeah, all that stuff will be done. It'll be rolling, so that we can roll it in a container and ship it.
I gotcha. Moving on down, I see what appears to be not an older car, but a Top Sportsman car that, part of the PD fleet car or team rather.
This was the car that Tyler basically broke his teeth into, and was running it several years ago. And then Russell started driving it, and they just became so busy with PD Fleet and the Chevelle that they brought the car here for some updates, and we're probably going to look at selling the car and finding a new home so that we can take that money and put it all into the Chevelle.
Cool. A lot of stuff going on right here at Andy McCoy Race Cars. I'm not kidding you. As we make our way over here, now we're going to get into the area of what we like to call the flat plates, and there's a 1, 2, 3 at least that I can see, I believe. You got a Camaro going on right here.
Yeah, this is a Top Sportsman car. Justin Snouters is going to drive it. His grandpa owns it, which is Alan Lee. They're from Kentucky. So this is their first brand new car as well. So we're doing a 69 Camaro for them to run in Top Sportsman. So we're hoping to have that out maybe by March or so.
So this part of the flat plate is further than from the starting point of the chassis. This is more or less the body mount area. Am I right or wrong?
Well, both these tables are both body mount tables.
Okay.
So we can put the chassis up there, mount the bodies, and do the interior pieces and windows and swing doors, and basically complete the car at this stage right here. So once it comes off this table, then it goes into finish work, whether the body gets painted, wrapped, chroming, powder coating, just finish everything up. And then when it comes back from those, then we assemble it here and get it ready to go. So this table and the table next to it are both body tables.
Cool. Jimmy, let's make our way over here to this chassis on the jig over here. I got to tell you that I call it a jig, and you call them a flat plate. How is it that it's so critical? I've always asked and wanted to know the answer, that these tables be within 10 and 20 thousandths from one end to the other.
Well, the reason why we do that, this table here is 1 inch thick, all Blanchard ground with billet machine fixtures on it. And the reason why is because you want it when it comes off this table. Now you have spring setups and 4-link for rooms of air on the tables, but we like to have them as flat as can be so that we know when it's on that starting line that it is perfect. Everything is set up the way it needs to be. You're not a 1/4 inch off here or 1/2 inch off there. Everything has been Blanchard ground. When we pull it off that table, the chassis is nice and square. Because, there's a lot of welding. There's probably about 3 days worth of just welding that goes into these cars.
Right.
So when you do that much welding, a lot of things pull and move. So you want that table as flat as it can so that you know when it comes off it's not all crooked and you don't have to jack with spring rates or, spring heights to get it back level when it comes off the table.
A lot of times you'll see, and I've seen it a number of times on YouTube and Facebook, that you might see a shop that's really put one together really, really fast. You think, man, how did he do that? The reality of it is it's just tack welded. Right. You cannot. They've got to be flipped and turned over. And it almost takes 2 and 3 people to make sure to go around the whole thing to really inspect and make sure you haven't missed a spot.
That's right. Yeah. We, me and Scott and Mike Baker here, we really focus on, making sure everything's welded, everything's right, everything's done correctly and very thorough, because, once you paint them or powder coat them, that magnifies what you missed or where you didn't get it.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have a car going on a racetrack thinking, well, I didn't weld this or weld that. You want it right when it leaves.
Absolutely.
So,
man, really, really nice looking stuff. Let's make our way back this way. I think to the area that is point A, if you will, or the starting point. If anytime I look up and see the straight tubular racks there, I have to think that this must be the real starting point, if you will.
Yeah, this is where everything starts. I mean, we pull everything off the rack, and then we got our prints and everything that we go by, as far as it being a Chevelle or a Duster or Corvette or Camaro, whatever it is. And then we start laying the base of it out here, and this is where the heart of everything is done.
So tell me something. What are the first two rails that go in? I see these four, whatever you call them, fixtures, I guess, if you will, in a row. Are those the main rails? I mean, is that where you start at or not?
We'll start with our rear cross member, and then our two inner frame rails, and then our two outer rockers. And that's our floor, and then we'll do our X's and our SFI specs, and everything goes into that. So we'll start off at that point, and then next you go to main hoop, and then dash bar, pillars, and then door X's and double frames, and then you can either start in front half or you can go to the back half.
Yeah.
And you got probably, between me and Scott, we got about a week and a half to 2 weeks in building a chassis from start to finish.
Right.
So.
So yourself and Scott are the chassis guys pretty much here.
Yeah, I'm going to say more Scott, because, I'm trying to do day-to-day stuff. I mean, I'll come in and weld them. I still do all the welding. I still help Scott fit pipe. But Scott will do the whole center part of the car himself, and then I'll come and help him do the front half or the back half or whatever. Or Mike will come over and help him do different things. And, I mean, we're all a team here. We all do everything, me and Scott and Michael. We can build a chassis. We can all hang a body together, swing doors. We can all do it. Me and Scott can also go over and lay up bodies to help my dad stand, with tubs and flat sheet, aqueducts, bodies, whatever it takes. So we try and have it all versatile here. But right now it's Stan and Zach that are over there in the composite shop, and then you got myself and Scott and Mike Baker over here. And the fab side of things that keep the ball rolling day to day. So, I mean, really, you get other builders out there that can knock these cars out really quick, and a lot of people think, oh, they're they got everything going on. They got 30 or 40 guys. Everybody looks at us as the same way, but in reality, we only got about 5 or 6 guys here in the shop. So
I understand. We kind of went backwards in a way, from going from a completion process and coming all the way back to the start of the flat plate, which I think is kind of cool because we did it the other way at the other places that we visited. So stick with us. We'll be right back with some more. We're ahead to look at some carbon fiber work in just a minute. You're watching PDRA TV.